The transportation infrastructure is a vital component of our daily lives as well as the economy. We need to travel to and from work, to and from school, go shopping, and as well, of course, when we go shopping, all those goods have to be there. So that's very important that not only do we have the capacity on the roadways, we have to have roadways that are well maintained. Kettering has approximately 250 miles of roadway, most of which are covered with asphalt. And that's what you're going to see in detail today. A couple things here to show you. One is the contractor working with residents to be the least inconvenience possible. They just allowed a lady to get out of her driveway. We all have places to go, and we certainly appreciate your patience with the contractors as they're doing best to serve us. It could be the winter when it's 20 degrees outside and the wind's blowing 30 miles per hour. It could be a summer day like this where it's projected to be 90 degrees and this asphalt is 280 degrees. So these are tough conditions. We appreciate your patience with us and with the contractor and everything we're trying to do to give you the best streets possible. The speed of the paving depends on the delivery of the trucks with the asphalt in them from the plant. The paver controls the speed then and actually pushes the dump truck ahead. The asphalt falls from the dump truck into a bin which has augers that pull it to the front. There's another set of augers that spread the asphalt and ready to be screeded out into a nice smooth mat. And then the next step, of course, is the rolling. And the rolling's done till the asphalt's down to somewhere above 150 degrees. Make sure they get good compaction. They come along the edges and seal with AC-20, it's called, and that makes sure that water does not get up under the asphalt and deteriorate it faster than what it should. The asphalt is primarily made up of two components, the aggregate or stone, as well as the asphalt binder that holds that together. We just don't put on a new layer of asphalt or we'd raise up over the curbs and over the driveways. And so what has to happen is the existing surface, generally down between 1 inch to 2.5 inches, are milled off or planed off and trucked away to the asphalt plant. That can be recycled for use on other projects. What we see here is a curb ramp or an ADA ramp. ADA stands for Americans with Disabilities. It was an act of Congress many years ago to promote mobility options for people with disabilities throughout town. You can imagine if you were in a wheelchair or in a walker, if this ramp wasn't here, there'd just be a curb. What would you do with that 4 or 6 inch obstruction to getting in the street to cross? Well, once a ramp comes in, how does somebody that is visually impaired or blind know that they're entering the street if there's a smooth transition? So that's what you see here is a tool that lets the blind or visually impaired know they're about to enter the street. And this is called a detectable warning. And it has truncated domes on it. So if, say, for instance, you're walking with a cane, you can hear the sound as the cane hits the mat. It sounds different from the concrete. As well as your feet walk across it, those truncated domes, you can sense those on the underside of your feet. So here we have a brand new paved street. This is great news for the residents. A real problem would be if Montgomery County Environmental Services has to come in with a water main replacement 1 or 2 years later. Or if Vectren comes in to replace the bare steel cast iron gas mains a year or 2 later. So there's actually a lot of coordination work that often happens with the road work that Kettering does. With Vectren, we make sure to coordinate that they come in to do their work first as much as possible. And actually with Montgomery County, the work becomes more involved and more coordinated. We often apply for OPWC grant funding, that's Ohio Public Works Commission funding, so that Kettering receives some of that for paving, as well as Montgomery County receives some of that for replacing the water mains. Certainly when we're coordinating these different agencies, it's less hassle, less inconvenience, and better use of taxpayer dollars for our citizens and businesses. In conclusion, we'd like to thank you for your patience during our road construction projects. Certainly the City of Kettering and the contractors are doing our best to serve you to provide the best maintained roads we can. This certainly keeps up property values and makes our roads safer and more enjoyable to drive. Please ensure that you drive safe during the construction and afterwards. Thank you.